Thanksgiving always quickly, turns into Advent. And as you know, Advent is a penitential season. It goes back a long time. We see it in, I think, the 400s and the 500s. We start seeing a fasting period, a time of preparation, moving into the feast of Christmas. And yes, we do believe that our Lord Jesus Christ was born on December 25th. You can read more about that in my book, Eternal City. And there's also a shorter book, which is no longer in print. I'll probably reprint it next year, called God's Birthday, Defending the Birthday of Christ on the 25th. So we really believe this is the real birthday of Jesus. And so did the early church fathers. And I found a quote that I was going to share. It's actually not a quote, but it goes back to Gregory of Tours. So this is in the 5th century, so the 400s. And he said that during Advent, Catholics fasted 3 times per week, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And this fast prohibited the following: meat, poultry, eggs, dairy products, cheese, fish, oil, and wine. The exception was oil and wine were allowed on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the 4 other days. And then fish was allowed on Saturday, Sunday. So this was the early church practice. We see this being observed even in the time of Charlemagne, so around 800. By around the year 1200, so we're getting into the era of St. Francis of Assisi, St. Dominic, St. Thomas Aquinas, it's fallen into disuse. People aren't doing it. However, St. Louis, the king, St. Louis IX, he was known for keeping the old school strict Advent fast, the one that I just described. But that was kind of unique even in the 1200s. So here we are in 2019, nobody does
No, it's
anything.
Actually like a month long of partying for most people.
Right.
And so it's definitely a recalibration for us new Catholics. Well, even I think most cradle Catholics probably didn't, that I've known, celebrate Advent as the penitential season.
Yeah.
So, and it's good to be balanced though. Sometimes you have to kind of spread things out because you do want to do an adequate job like decorating, but I mean, because it's so fun. I'm a decorator. I like to do all that, but people really can get down on you if you do too much before, too early. But at the same time, it's also good to kind of bulk back the culture and, hold off a little bit, remind the kids and remind the family the purpose, and get ready for it. So
one of the things that you do really well, Joy, is you in December, Thanksgiving, December, we decorate the home, but you decorate it a little bit more winter.
Right. Yeah. Right? Yeah. We kind of build up towards the actual Christmas.
Yeah. There's winter stuff. and then there's Christmas. Right. Yeah. And so, I think, when we put out our nativity scene, we don't have the baby Jesus in it. Mm-hmm. And then I guess we could jump and do the whole Advent before we do the Saints' Days.
Yeah, because that's we punctuate how we build up to the celebration of Christmas through the special days coming up in Advent. So we could just jump into the calendar.
So our 4 Sundays of Advent are special days. Mm-hmm. But all during Advent, we have this really beautiful Advent wreath that Joy has designed. It's like the base is sort of like, what is it?
Well, it's really just an iron candelabra holding pillars.
Big candles.
We tend to burn it a lot. We do Advent devotion every night. And so those little ones are fine if you do it once a week, but you'll be going through lots of them if you light it every night. So we do pillars that last the whole year, or the whole season.
And for the men out there, pillars are like candles that are
they're like
big
a 3-inch round candle. And so it's a short iron candelabra that I wrap in garland. Mm-hmm. And
so we have a violet, rose, violet, and then there's one that's a little bit taller in the middle that takes a white pillar.
Yep, it's like
and then Joy ties like ribbons around it, and it looks really nice.
Thanks, Dave.
And this is the other cool thing is she has this crown, like the crown of Jesus.
That was just one of those things someone gave us, like on a gift, and then it's one of those fun things. You're like, I think that'll fit on that candle,
So it fits perfectly really on the white pillar candle.
Yeah.
So all during Advent, that candle is covered with the crown of Jesus. And then on Christmas, we take that crown off and then we say the light of Christ. The youngest kid lights it and says the light of Christ. So the Advent wreath is a big part of it. Now, Some people, especially their traditional, like Advent wreath, that's Protestant, that's Lutheran. They don't like that. So maybe we should talk about that. So Advent itself, of course, is Catholic. It goes back at least to the 400s, if not earlier. And there's some differences on the numbering. I think I don't have the notes in front of me, but I think in the time of Gregory the Great, there were 5 Sundays in Advent, but it got shortened to 4. And so, since it's a penitential season, it's violet, just like Lent. But the middle Sunday, the third Sunday, means you're almost halfway there. It's called Gaudete, which is from the introit of the Mass, rejoice. And that's a day of more celebration and levity. So this was always kept in the churches. You had the 4 Sundays in the rose-colored Gaudete. What happened is in Germany, there was this custom of keeping track of these at home with candles. And I guess in modern times, you can get rose-colored candles and purple candles. You probably couldn't get a purple candle in 1300.
Yeah, they probably just had normal beeswax or whatever.
So, once there's more modern technology, these things come about. And so people were keeping them at home. And so I think it is true that the Advent wreath began in Lutheran homes. But the idea of keeping track in the...
It's a good way just to kind of pace yourself through.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah,
at home. I mean, yeah, you see it at church, but it's just a way to bring it home and let your kids see it. So I don't think there's not like a statue of Martin Luther in the middle of it. It's basically just the liturgical season.
Right. The fact that it's liturgical at all, like for most Americans that were raised Baptist or like Church of Christ that have so little traditions, it seems so very like it's like a step into traditional practice to have an Advent wreath. So,
right.
Anyhow, so that's like my upbringing. We put up a tree after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you were raised Baptist.
Yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of those kind of traditions. And so we've definitely tried to integrate as many as possible just to remind the kids it's a spiritual religious time. It's not a Santa Claus gifts party time. So every way you can do that, I think is good.